Yeah. Hello, folks. Hell of a start. Uh, we are going to be. We haven't done a live stream like this in a while, so we're going to do making a pattern. And if anybody starts to get the giggles, please mute yourself. I can't mute myself because I have to talk. In fact, I can see my brother biting his tongue in half. So, Cliff, mute yourself if you get the giggling. We got 3 people watching. I will not know who you are unless you comment. I'm not saying you have to comment, but I can't acknowledge you because we're on YouTube and Facebook at the same time through a platform called StreamYard. But I make my patterns on paper. Now, the second half of this live stream will be me doing it on. We'll be on. Sorry, the second half of this. I can't look at my brother. Hello, Josh. The second half. Hello, Wesley Balco and Mimi Lord and John Nave have joined us. The second half of this live stream will be Cliff again. Hello, Charles Morrill, Forest, Virginia. Cliff, turn off your camera. You're distracting me. Anyway, my brother's here. John Cousins is here. Herb Hooper is here. I'm trying to get it together. My brother's making me lose.
I'm going to smoke for a second.
Okay, mute everything. So there's that. The second half of this live stream will be me doing it on computer. I'm not teaching that part. I'm just showing that part. But the teaching part will be here on paper. Now, y'all may have seen this in the past, but for those that don't know how I do my patterns, you will hear me repeat things I've said before. You're probably wondering why there's nothing here, because I don't want y'all to miss a single part of the process. First of all, the reason why I use a sheet of glass is because we want a smooth surface so that when I'm using my pen, it won't go over any bumps in a surface like it would on a desk. So that's why I'm using a sheet of glass. Although it's got fingerprints on it, it's nice and smooth. And we got Lawrence Aldridge, Pat Hagen have joined us.
And Wesley Balco.
Yes, sir. I already said his name earlier, but that's fine. John Nave says hobby is finishing up, so hopefully we get some more folks here. We got 24 people watching. That's not too half bad, by God. We only talked about 12 on the actual scrolling, but we don't do patterns very often. Now, I'm going to share screens and show you what we are going to be working on. So there's that. Boom. Now, this is a black vehicle, so it has its benefits and its disadvantages. Advantages and disadvantages. On most black vehicles, you're doing where the light's shining off of a vehicle, and so that's what would be kept as wood. And all this will make sense as I go. The only area that might be a little bit of trouble is going to be this 5.0. It's not really trouble. This is actual size, by the way. And one thing I'm going to eliminate from this pattern is this obvious there's another car in the background. I just think that wouldn't translate right, and it would look kind of funny. So you just want to do a wiggle of light through here to connect that to where the seam in the door is, and I'll show all that as I go. I'm going to ignore the fact that there's snow on the tires because I want it to look like a normal car and not weird white patches on the tires. That just wouldn't look right. And again, we have John P.A. Cousins joining us here, and Herb Hooper, and my brother, who's off smoking right now. Now, I don't know if I'm going to go with the clouds up there or not, but I will go with the ground, but we don't have to get real detailed with that ground because the focus here is the car. Now, on most black vehicles, the light is what's kept as wood, but as you can see, there's dark areas and light areas on here. So it should balance out okay, and there's a way I always do my tires, even if there's no light showing on the tires, and I'll show that here shortly. But the first thing I do to save printer ink is I take out the background. Just like magic, I already have one waiting. I wasn't wetting. Anyway, so let me check over real quick, and I also took out the background behind the windows there. This is actual size. Now, when let me know if there's any questions popping up, by the way, guys. I'm also going to, I print this out in 2 sheets of paper because when it is large enough, my favorite ones to do are large pictures. That way I can see every detail. Now, we're not worried about the detail written on the tires because they're not white. They don't have white walls and not white letters and stuff. So we're not worried about that. And we're going to be ignoring the snow. But yeah, so I'm going to print this out in 2 sheets of paper. And you might be thinking, well, why didn't you do that before the live stream? It's because I don't want you to miss a single aspect of the live stream. I want you to see every process I do. And the first thing I do is look down at the number in the lower right hand corner here. When I hover over here, that is the width. I want to do that in half. So that would be 2142, 2142. So I'll know that's half of the picture. And the lower left hand corner is the number I'm looking for. And if I can't quite get there, yeah, I'm going to have to zoom in. And we're looking for 2142, and then we'll print out 2 sheets of paper. Look in the lower left-hand corner, you'll see the number I'm looking at it to be 2142. And then I'll select that area. And please do not hesitate to ask any questions. I mean, not everybody knows how I do my patterns, so please don't hesitate for being shy or whatever.
No, everybody's just in the chat saying hi, and Wesley will be back in a sec. And Dave Jones says that's not a Navy ship. Josh says, "Oh, you got to do a Coast Guard cutter next." And we got Sub or Die, the man, the myth, the legend, saying in there. And then Nicola Byrne over on Facebook says, "You okay, hun?"
Yep. Now, right now I'm just putting up both halves of the pattern that way, because the more sheets of paper I do the pattern on, the bigger the pattern will be. And I do that so that, number one, you can resize it, and number two, you can have more of the subject on the sheet of paper at once. So we can start with the left half, I guess, and let me look at the dimensions of it. It's still going to be in landscape format. Again, this is not about the program I'm using. This is the program I use to make the pattern once I scan it back in, but I won't be teaching that necessarily. I'll show it, but Paint Shop Pro 4 is no longer available. So I'm going to set up the page setup. That's where you choose Portrait of Landscape, and boom, you can see it's slightly bigger in landscape. Okay, then I hit Control P, which is the shortcut for printing. And then I'll do the same thing for the other half. And if I think it looks too dark, I will reprint it out by slightly lightening it. And I'm waiting for it to print out. I'm going to have a laser printer, which is a godsend. And then we'll stop screen sharing, and you'll see what I'm dealing with. And I think it'll be light enough that I don't have to lighten it. All right, now let me get back over to the Hangout over there, and we'll stop screen sharing. And we'll move on over to me. Now, when it's centered it on the sheet of paper, so what I'm going to do is cut off I'm going to leave this one. I only need to cut this one off so I can put it up next to there to know where the lines will continue onto the next sheet of paper. And so let me use a razor blade to cut that off. I love it when people write to me on Messenger during a live stream. Anyway, where am I at? Where am I at? Sorry, folks. Okay, I'm just cutting off the white part. Kind of weird having quiet panel, but this is a little more required talking than just our usual babbling. Okay, so that's what we're going to start with, and the reason why I cut off the white on there is, although I'm doing it one half at a time, it's important to know what's on the other side when I go to do the second half, so I want to be able to lay this other one on top of it and to know what's happening next. So that's why I do it in 2 sheets like that. On really, really, really detailed pieces, I will use 4 or more sheets of paper. Like that Avengers pattern I did was probably 4 or more sheets of paper. And if you're just joining us, the glass is so that we don't have any bumpy surface to alter the pin mark. First thing you do is get a clean sheet of paper. Hello, Nicola Byrne. I haven't heard from you in a while. We got Chris Neal and Lawrence Aldridge. Well, if y'all want to acknowledge who's already in the chat, you may have already done that. Okay, so, and I always look good so far. John, are you able to catch comments there?
Yep, we got Brian Richards over on Facebook saying, hey, how's it going? Chris Nealon just joined us. Aussie Man is here as well. And Steve from Harnell Media.
All right. And okay, the reason why I expose 2 edges is so that I can see the edges of the paper. And this was very large sheets. I just cut them down to a little over sheet size, so I could make sure the carbon paper goes over the edge. And this is the darkest I can find. And I like having dark lined carbon paper when I'm working on patterns. It's from CRE Crafts, or just look up CRE on Amazon. That's where I get them. And I have a pan on. That's why I put something down on there so it doesn't blow around. And I'm going to tape down the 4 corners. And then I'll move the thing to where you're not being blinded by the reflection. So weird not to have a bunch of people babbling. Just like, because I said before the live stream, this is one of those live streams where we're going to have to be a little quieter than usual, because all the instruction is verbal. Because we've been doing live streams so long on scrolling that you don't really have to teach unless somebody asks. But on this one, we have 27 people watching. I really appreciate that. I hope you'll consider thumbs up, and I hope you'll consider going over to YouTube if you're not. And please consider subscribing. Click on that bell. I go by Charles Daring Scroll over on YouTube. The chat's usually more active on there, and I get paid for the views, so that's why I try to encourage people to go over to YouTube. If you don't mind, please subscribe, click on that bell, and you'll never miss a live stream. And so there's that. If y'all have any trouble hearing me, let me know. Okay. And also, being able to see the edges of the paper lets me know that I have this completely square and on top of the other sheet of paper. So there's that. Okay, we need to put something on there again so it doesn't move while I'm taping it down. And I tape it down, obviously, so it doesn't move, because once you start tracing, you don't want it to move, obviously. Now Josh Grover has that song stuck in my head, Blinded by the Light, which I think he was kind of trying to do. And I'm just turning it around long enough to tape it, and then we'll do it right side up again. I believe this glass was just out of an old Walmart frame. You can't have too much glass when it comes to doing patterns, just saying. Does anybody have any questions, no matter how simple or complex? So far, I don't mind stopping to answer. And I might get a little closer. Now, I don't have some kind of magic pen that y'all can see the lines I'm doing, so that's why I'm hoping I can zoom in far enough. I don't have a way of like highlighting where I've used my pen, and this being a dark picture can make it even harder, but hopefully I can get it going. I'll try to move the camera in closer as soon as I get this tape down. That way we're not dealing with the light reflecting off of the glass. Awesome Man says, watching Yoda scroll make pattern here, edges or just corners of picture. I'm a little, not Awesome Man. Wait, I'm so confused. Awesome Man says, watching Yoda scroll making pattern here.
Pattern he makes, yes. And Josh says, here's a question you probably said before, but I slept since then. Is it better to tape all the edges or just the corners in place?
Whatever you're comfortable with. I just better safe than sorry kind of thing. Yeah, I probably could go through a lot less tape if I just did the corners, but that makes too much sense. And I was talking earlier about whether I was going to include the clouds in the background or the ground, and I forgot that I was going to do it without a background. So don't worry about what I said about the clouds and ground. Now there are times I'm going to turn this sheet of paper because it's a visual comfort thing, just like when I'm scrolling. And most of the detail is going vertical here, vertical for me. So it's more comfortable for me to draw that way than this way. So let me get the camera a little closer. I'll probably bump it quite a few times because it'll be practically on top of my head. Okay, let me grab a pen and see if it's working. So far it's got a little drag to it, so I'll try to find one with better. There we go. And Chris Nealon has joined us, says, hey Aussie, did you hear what, never mind. They were talking amongst each other. Okay, does anybody have any questions before we get going in the whole verbal part of explaining what we're doing here? All right, now.
That sounds like a no.
Again, the reason why I cut off that white sheet is because when I get to this part of the pattern, I want to have this one to tell me what's on the other side of this. When I go to do the other side, I want it to match right up. And when I get done with these, I scan them into the computer at 300 dpi, and that's how we do that. But since I'm starting over here, you won't be able to see every line I do unless it shows up on camera, and I guess y'all have to let me know that. And if y'all don't mind keeping up with the comments, I'm gonna go full screen now that I know that that's an option. Now, even though we're working on black, there's still lights and darks in it, so I'm gonna go with the darks for now, and then we'll play with it as we go.
Josh is asking if you cut out or edit the passenger side headlight. I think it's just the angle that the picture was taken on, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't do anything to the photograph other than take out the background, and I'll be avoiding the snow on the tires because I think that wouldn't translate correctly. There's a little faded white light colored line in there y'all might be able to see, but I don't need to include that. And I have a habit of scribbling the line instead of just dragging the pen because I used to draw, I guess is where I got that from. I have no idea. And I usually have a light sitting here next to me, but I forgot to do that, and that would be way too prepared. And I'm trying not to, well, no, I got the camera in closer so I can get in with leaning in a little closer, and my head won't be in the way. This will be one of those patterns that has a wooden background because there's so much black in there. I mean, I could do a version that has, where it's like fretwork and there's no background, but first thing I'll do is just do this version.
Aussie Man asks, cool car, do you know what it is?
Mustang, I just don't know what year because I'm not a car guy, but Go by the.
Josh says it's a black car, Bill.
It's yeah, it's definitely a Mustang because the Mustang logo's right here, and I just know the shape of a Mustang, but I don't know years of cars for nothing. And it wasn't labeled. I got it on one of those royalty-free, websites. Probably Pixabay, Pixabay. Go ahead. You were telling me of one about a while back there, John. Started with a J, and I can't remember what the heck it was.
A what?
A website for royalty-free images. I think it had two.
Google.
I think it had. Okay, maybe it wasn't you.
But I do know you can basically just type in royalty-free pictures and stuff. Larry's got a question. He says, "Here's a question: what's the simplest program that I could maybe get at Walmart?"
I truly have no idea, so that's for you in the chat to answer because I do mine on paper.
Yeah, because I know the pattern you said you were using was Paint Shop Pro 4.
Yeah, the program, yes.
And apparently, so it's actually a Corel program, and I know it's available for $87 for the Pro box version of it.
Yeah,
but
I don't know how
I've seen it for as low as $65.
I don't know if Walmart carries that, but I've never looked.
They might. It's hard to say.
And
but I know.
I'm not. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'm not good at changing my learning habits, so that's why I keep dragging this program from one computer to another because I don't want to have to relearn a program in order. And the only part I do on a computer is making sure the lines are connected where they need to be because I color these in to let the potential pattern customer know what to cut and what not to. Go ahead.
Exactly. But there are other programs that you can use that are free online. Yeah. For life of me, I can't even remember what they are right now.
GIMP and Inkscape are two of them.
GIMP and Inkscape, and I know there's a lot of tutorials on YouTube for those as well.
Yeah, and Steve Good has some Corel Draw. I'm breaking this line up so it's just not one long. That's why I didn't continue that dark line because that was part of that shadow just on that part. So I broke it up in here. You don't have to. Everything you do is your decision. But the reason why I like doing the pattern live streams is because y'all seen, if those of you that are regulars, y'all seen me work on patterns that I wasn't happy with. And that could very well happen to this one. But there's sometimes it goes pretty smooth and there's that. So. But I want y'all to know every thought process I have. Like if I change my mind either on this person or once I'm on the computer, and you'll know why. And so that's just my thought process. Now y'all see that little bit of a shadow or shape shadow? That's what I'm going to do now. I just basically did the bottom part of that spoiler, bumper, whatever the hell you call it. So although this is a black car, we're able to make out detail, and that's a good thing. So I thought this one had enough lights and darks in it, it could be kind of cool. But me making this with a wooden background is easier on the customer, or at least the average customer doesn't want to mess with intricate fretwork. And being that line fades out, that's why I just kind of wiggled it around. But, however you want to do it. And the shadow's not quite as dark here, so I'm not sure as I'm doing it how I'm going to do it. I don't know if I'm going to bring it all the way up or just suggest that it's going all the way up. Now let's go all the way up. I'm a rebel.
Well, because the thing is, when you're designing it yourself, you can just add and take off whatever you want.
Yeah, and that's the case with any pattern, yeah. And I will show the computer portion of this just to show you all the process I go through. And I guess since I'm doing this on a live stream, I will make this a free pattern because 50 million people could screen capture it after I get it done anyway, so I might as well make it a free pattern. So there's that. But if somebody doesn't watch this, then they don't know it's a free pattern, so that's a penalty for not watching the show. You have to pay for the pattern. And I'm making, you can see that light circle there doesn't necessarily touch down there, but for the sake of stability, I guess I can make it. No, I don't have to make it touch. See, that's what I mean by real-time decisions. I'm thinking, could I make it touch or maybe not touch? We'll play with it. And there's a little bit of light back here, but I'm just going to go with the circle and make it simple-ish.
I've got a Glenn Baker in here on YouTube, says, love your work. Anthony
you,
Leonard
Glenn.
just coming in from Facebook, says, Mustangs are the true muscle of America. Love that 5.0 sound.
Yeah, buddy. This is a 5.0. I just don't know the year. Do you know the year, sir? Because I don't. And thank y'all for being here, by the way. We've done so many scrolling live streams. I don't do enough pattern live streams. And I will do more. If y'all want to see more of those, y'all let me know and I'll do them, because I can pretty much do any theme. The only thing I don't think YouTube and Facebook will allow is nudes, and I mean that respectfully, because there are artistic nudes out there, but I don't know what those platforms allow. Okay, now we want to do that's going to be cut out, that's going to be cut out, that'll be cut out. Once I color it in, that's what lets the customer know what to cut out, unless it says cut out the white, which this one won't.
Josh says, a simple and endearing design.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Lauren says that, yeah, it's hard to learn to use them when you can't watch and operate that program.
Yeah, and there again, when I show the computer portion of this, it will not be to teach it or just be to explain what my thought process and what I'm doing. But if you can find a graphics program that's somewhat similar, welcome back, Cliff.
I've been here for a while, just trying to get it together.
Actually, if you wouldn't mind muting yourself unless you need to talk because of that fan noise,
Yeah.
I'd appreciate it. Sorry about that.
You're my biggest fan.
Now, if I wanted to, which I'm going to go ahead and do since I'm talking about it, you can see that this shape here goes down below where the shadow stopped. So to suggest that, a lot of lines are doing suggestion. So your mind will finish the line. I can go part way down there. So that just continues that line too, and your mind will finish it where they'll kind of intersect. All right, and you can just barely see a faded line here, but I feel like I need to add it. But where they bump into a light surface, that's where they will connect, and that's what makes them separate cuts. That, in my thinking anyway. These are why my patterns are detailed, because I cut what I see, or design what I see. And I don't know how not to. That's the problem. Because I love detail. Not everybody does, but that's all right. Now, if you see me draw a line and I don't explain why I did it that way, say, why did you do that? In other words, not trying to be funny or whatever. Just let me know if you're wondering why I made a decision I made. And I am aware that when you know what would be cool, John and Herb and Flip and whoever's listening, and actually the 19 people watching, there was 27, but it just ain't for everybody because it's a car. But, making a whole project out of this, since I'm making the pattern and I'm showing it to y'all, I could also cut it on the next set of live streams that I'm cutting.
Oh, you're going to cut a car.
Do what?
What? No, yeah, that'd be an awesome idea.
Well, I mean, not everybody. Well, I mean, only 3 people wanted to see the Here's Johnny thing. Well, I guess we can vote on it. Y'all let me know out there. I won't be offended if you would rather see something else cut. There's not a whole lot of shadow here, but I can't shade with a pen. So it's either there or it's not. So I'm just going to kind of wing it. So are you honestly saying that you're not sure that it would appeal to you, John?
Oh, no, it would.
As a cutting project?
It would. I would actually probably cut it myself.
All right. Doesn't sound like you're saying I'm not a car.
I'm not a big car guy. I just hate cutting straight lines.
I'm not either.
That's why I'm not cars.
Well, and I'm not trying to be facetious here. About the only straight line you're going to get is something like this. There's not that many straight lines on here except for the grill, maybe. And even though I may design it this way, you're welcome to make areas that are meant to be kept. You're welcome to make those thicker for your comfort level, and as is anybody. So there's that. But luckily, from what I can tell on the screen, y'all can see where my pen lines are, so that's a good thing. So even though it's dark, y'all can see that. And for some reason, that line right there, I think that's the light reflecting over the ink, because it looks like I went just inside of a light line, but that's the ink line. Because I'm looking right at it with a naked eye and I don't see nothing. So there's that. So, and in case it doesn't show up, this is a license plate blurred out, and that's the reflection of it onto the bumper. So that's what we're doing here. And you can add whatever you want on a license plate if you to customize the piece.
Got Murray Haferkamp over on Facebook here. Says I have some black walnut it would look great on.
Awesome, sir. Appreciate you watching, by the way. So judging by the amount of viewers, they probably prefer to see making patterns than cuttings. But of course, I've done 136 cutting ones, so maybe people are burned out on that. I don't know. But y'all let me know, because feedback is what makes me decide to do what I do. Y'all let me know if you want to see more pattern live streams. But I can't give them all away because I'm trying to make a living. But since I've already said I'm giving this one away, I guess I will be. But different patterns take a different amount of time to finish. I mean, depending on the complexity, obviously.
Yeah, you got people in the chat saying they're going to vote for the car. Go for the car. Do the car.
Okay, that doesn't bother me at all. I mean, it's been a while since we've done a theme like this. I'm going to go ahead and suggest the edge of this license plate and combine it with the cut that I just drew in down here. So the pilot hole will be in this area. That'll just be a single line cut. So now you can see where the license plate is. Now, not a lot of the license plate is showing, so you don't necessarily have to customize it there. You can customize this whole piece however you want to do it, by God. And I can make this line here suggesting the bumper off of this line I just did here, and I didn't bring it all the way to the edge, so there is a break right in here between the two lines. So it'll be stabilized in here and in there. So.
Oh, Russ Meadows has joined us over on YouTube in the chat.
Welcome, Russ Meadows.
No, it's Musk Meadows.
Okay. Well, hell, I call him Wes half the time.
I know.
I guess you can have your own name. And I don't like that little line right there. It just looks kind of funny, so I'm going to leave it out. But there's that ridge here. I'm going to add on there eventually, but right now I'm going to do the dark areas. I don't know why that line bothers me. It just doesn't look like it belongs. And let me bring this line a little bit this way.
Well, it's a Ford Mustang. Most lines don't belong on it.
Well, I don't know how to respond to that, so I'm not going to. Yeah, you got that little bevel on the bumper. That's why I'm going to. Actually, I can just do it right here along with that one. So that will suggest that bevel without having to draw a line all the way across.
Yeah, it's hard to make fun of you on the shows when you're drawing because I know you need to concentrate.
No. You can go all kinds off the rails. The only requirement is that because I'm explaining my thoughts each time. But other than that, I mean, you can make fun of me all you want. I'm kind of used to that.
Mimi says maybe you can alternate between cutting and drawing.
Live streams, yeah, that's a good idea. And finding more and more pictures to work from. But if I have anybody still watching at the end of this live stream, then I can show other pictures that I have to potentially work from. But some of them are easier than others, and not all of these will be short live streams, as y'all well know. But
I don't know. Do you remember what is the shortest live stream you've ever done? Has it ever been under an hour?
Yeah, I think. But usually it's a glitch that causes that. That was why I was delaying, as I was taking a drink. And I got a crick in my neck. But there's that. Yeah, it's been a while since we've done a live stream where I was working on a pattern, so I'm kind of glad I caught myself. And I want to do something to see. I know I just interrupted myself. The reason why that goes from dark to light is the corner of where that bumper wraps around, and I'm trying to think of something to suggest that. I don't know if I should make it a straight line or a squiggly line to show that it's kind of fading around, because it's not a sharp corner. That's where the battle is, and you're hearing an example of me making decisions on the fly, and these are all decisions I make even when I'm by myself. I just don't make them out loud because that'd be a little weird, and we're never weird on these live streams now, are we?
Glenn Baker says soda. It's Saturday night. LOL.
I don't drink, but I got to each his own. I'm just tickled that we have 24 people watching. We had an average of 12 earlier on the cutting, but we do that a few times a week, a day. So I get it. Y'all's feedback is very important to me. Y'all let me know the kind of patterns you want to see being worked on. I mean, give me a theme, not necessarily a specific item. That way, it'll give me an idea of what to look for. Because I can do birds, I can do people, all kinds of stuff. Okay. Now, in the reflection here, this is me taking artistic license on the reflection of the grill. I'm just going to make that all black. And I don't know why. I'm just choosing to do that because I don't want it to look like. Because not everything that's in a photograph will translate well to a scroll saw pattern. That probably would, but something just tells me I should make that black, and that way it's one less thing to be brittle. You're welcome. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and make a separate area there. That way we can have a break in the line there, so that's not all cut out, and you can see a darker line between there. Now, although I'm not reflecting the grill, I am going to reflect that because it just seems to go good there. And y'all are not limited to the kind of decisions I make. If you disagree and you're working on the same picture, by God, make it the way you want to do it. And yes, I do say by God a lot.
Mimi's asking if you've done any dogs. I'm just looking up.
I've done quite a few dogs. He's counting on woodenvisions.com.
I see 12 that pulled up on there. 12 patterns over on woodenvisions.com.
Thank you, John. That is woodenvisions.com. The only reason I didn't write Wooden Visions down here is because I didn't want to cover up any of the screen. That's why there's just a little period over there. So we eliminated all the reflection of the grill there. I just did a suggested shape. And I'm going to break this up a little bit and give a line in between so it won't be exact, but it will resemble.
Yeah, so John Baker's saying that there's not all the detail transfers to the wood.
Yeah. And you'll see that once I pull this sheet off, you'll see, where the lines are, but then you'll see why I colored in, so there's no guesswork as to what goes where. Was anybody ever able to guess the year on this? I have no idea personally, because I'm not a car guy.
No, there was an answer in there. I think it said...
There was an answer?
I just gotta find it now.
And Cliff, if you need to say anything at any point, you're welcome to. I know you understand.
Anthony Leonard says 2015 to 2018, okay. He believes.
Okay, good to know. So it's a relatively newer, whatchamacallit?
Model.
Yeah, that words are scary for me. Okay, so what I just did was basically that line right there. And I guess I could just kind of suggest that there. So I'm intentionally not going all the way down because we have a dark and a dark. So, but although there's a dark inside of a dark there, so I'm going to treat this like it's lit up, but I am going to add detail there here shortly if I can remember. And I'm trying to separate these cuts with a wider line that is actually showing in the pattern or the photograph just to add to the realism but not crowd it too much. I'm not real sure what this is right here. It's probably a reflection of something, so I'm going to leave that out. It doesn't look right sitting there. So there's that. And I'm stopping short of that line, so we have some area to be kept as wood. And on the final pattern, if that area is too narrow for you, actually I forgot I wasn't going to make that out of wood, so I should have brought it all the way down, but oh well. And I think what I'm going to do here is, since we have this line going here, we have this line going down to here, and this area here, I'm going to make that one single cut. But since we have this dark line going up to that line, we're going to break it up.
Dave Hart stopped in to give you a thumbs up. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thank you, Dave Hart, for dropping by, sir. Now, I did that line there for the license plate, so I'm just going to put a break in the line. And there's no real shape to that line, but I'm going to give it a shape. Kind of like a point, I guess. Just to suggest the corner where it's wrapping around to the front. And if that looks too sharp to y'all, I'm sorry. I don't know how else to do it. A lot of the lines are showing up better on camera than it is on the paper. So oftentimes I'm looking at the camera, but when I do my own patterns, I don't usually have a camera up at me. We got it funny out there? Or are you laughing at my?
No, I'm laughing at some jokes I just found.
Okay, some of this stuff I can tell is reflections, and I just think this right here would translate funny, so I'm just going to ignore whatever that is and being reflected off of it, as I am with the card that's reflecting off the door. There's for those of y'all weren't here in the beginning, when I do the back half, I'm going to completely ignore the fact that there's a card in the background there. I just don't think it would look right. And I know I'm starting later than normal for a live stream, but I did a scrolling stream before this that was working on the geese in the oval, and we finished that. Otherwise, if this was the only live stream of the day, I would have started it sooner. And I'm just deciding where I want to go next. Might as well get these out of the way. I'm not ignoring all this reflection, just that little area right there. Because all these reflections and their shapes show you the contour of the car, so that's where the realism fills it in. Your mind finishes some of the lines. And if an area looks too close together, make it wider. That's what I'm doing here. I mean, this shadow actually touches that shadow, or reflections anyway, but I'm breaking them apart. And you can do that as long as it looks like you want in the end, and it takes practice. But after a while, it'll be second nature. And I'm not trying to be arrogant in any way, shape, or form. It's just I've been doing this so long. That's what makes me choose certain pictures. Like, boom, that'll look cool as a pattern. But y'all see me do these live streams where the pattern, I wasn't real happy with it. But we've also done viewer feedback as to what I should change, and that's what makes it fun, by God. This pattern will be for sale on woodenvisions.com, but for those of y'all that know about it being free, I'll try to work out a way to get that to folks that know about it being free. But it won't be free forever, just saying.
Sounds like Larry's having a problem. He says the problem I have getting the subject in the program I want to use and putting the choice colors trying to learn on your own is a blank.
A B word?
Pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
then
though.
again, you know,
Go ahead.
if you get whatever program you get, doesn't matter what it is. Just if you're not happy with it, you can take it back. And the thing is just you can download trial versions of them and try them out beforehand. I know that before you buy the program itself.
Yeah. Now I'm not completely surrounding this light with a pin mark because I don't want that light to be brittle. So I'm doing a part wraparound, suggesting the shape of it, and you can put the pilot hole right here at one of the corners. That's why I added this little swoop here, so you can put the pilot hole there. That's just a little thing you see in the middle of reflective stuff. And there's a little bit of a reflection there, so I made a line there, and I'm breaking up the line right here where you can see the dark separate from there. So although this is a black car, it could still be any color if you wanted it to. Anything that's wood, you could stain it or whatever to the shape you want. And I know I have a line here, but I'm going to make that come off the tire. That's why I didn't decide to do that whole line there, but I'm going to go part way up. Okay, where are we? I haven't done the grill or the headlights yet, or the hood, or the tire. You can break up any lines you want to break up, by golly. And please, if you have any questions, don't hold back. And there's no such thing as a stupid question if you don't know how to do it. I kind of taught myself out of necessity because programs scare the hell out of me. I don't pick up programs very easily. I'm going to take another drink right quick. But the magic is, although this ain't going to be a real short video, the magic is when you can see what this turns into and what it started out. What it started out as, y'all can already see. Now, as far as me taking out the background here, there's not a magic answer to that. It takes a little bit of time to take the background out. Now, if you want to, you can leave the background there and just ignore it. But for the sake of visuals, I took out the background. And it saves printer ink, but that's just me. That was me very carefully disposing of my Dr. Pepper bottle that I emptied, which I tend to do. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm going to make some of these lines thicker on this area, on these horizontal grill lines. These
Josh
are pretty much.
Grill work is taking off.
All right, appreciate you being here, Josh. I forgot what I was going to say. By the way, that callus right there is from years of lifting 2-liter Dr. Pepper. Seriously, that's what that callus is. Anyway, I just noticed how dry my hands look.
Your grill line. You were talking about your grill lines.
Yeah, these are thick enough. I think I can leave them as is. But here I'm going to make them a little bit thicker and alternate a little bit so that it doesn't get too brittle. And I'm trying to decide where I want to start. I guess I'll just start here. And you can use a straight edge if you want to, which I should be doing, but I'm not going to. And I'm trying to decide, yeah, I'm going to have a couple of them that are only held on one end. So that'll be a little scary.
Oh, Larry says he's using Coyote stencil on USB.
Cool.
Glenn Baker asked, would it be possible to peel back half to see what you've done so far? It'd be interesting to lift it up and just show the difference to people.
Yes, sir. I can do that here. Now, usually what I do is I wait till I'm done with this half and then show it to you, but I guess I could do that here shortly. But the important thing is to not move what I've already traced so I don't screw up the pattern. But I will try to do that for you, sir.
And John Baker says he's got to get back to the grind of life, so he's got to get some patterns he needs to finish up.
Appreciate you being here, sir. And I'll peel it up as soon as I'm done with the grill here, but not completely because I have to finish the pattern. And I know you have the red, white, and blue stripes in there, but that's just entirely too small to show. Unless you use a human hair blade like Wesley Balco does, but I don't.
And cut on 1/16.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, cut on paper. Okay. Although you can see a little bit of light behind there. No, I might as well be true to the pattern and only cut out the dark parts. I was going to ask if Herb was still with us, but I'm the only one that can see when I'm not full screen.
I know he's been in the chat, so I think he's still here somewhere.
He's probably still with us. I'm just making everybody stay quiet, I guess. Funny, nobody's trying to make him do the LOLs because of how structured and mature we are. Sure.
We're throwing a chair on the show.
That's a rhythmus. So we'll eventually do enough of these pattern live streams that we'll go back to our usual cut it up self. I don't know how well this little Mustang logo is going to translate on a pattern, but that's all right. Okay, now the last thing we're going to do here is kind of do a wavy line to suggest the ribs and connect it to that cut. Now let me. Who's being funny?
Oh, I'm not saying nothing. I'm keeping my mouth closed on what you just said.
On what I just said?
Yeah, you're gonna put a squiggly line there for the ribs.
Oh, yeah. Naughty, sir. Naughty.
Yeah, Larry says, yeah, Charles, I guess you can choose what and how much detail you put onto it.
Yeah, and I hope y'all don't mind. I'm not going to peel it back because I'm afraid I won't get it right back where it was. But as soon as I'm done with this half, we can pull it up and you'll see. But we don't. A lot of the hard part's done now that I've just done the whatchamacallit grill. But I hope you'll understand why I don't peel it back because I don't want to mess it up. Now we've got reflections and lights and darks in this whole area. So I'm going to. You can't shade in a pattern, so you just either cut it or you don't. So I'm breaking it up here. Doing the wavy lines to show that it's kind of a reflection. And
yeah, Glenn Baker says, well, it's my first time seeing anybody make a pattern, so I thought it'd be interesting to see. Well, yeah, like he said, he'll just show you once he's done this half of it. If you want to hang around just a little bit longer.
Yeah, I know Glenn probably doesn't want to sit here the whole time, and I understand that. And I wanted to respect that and show you. I'm just afraid I'll mess it up if I peel it up too early. But hopefully, if you have to go, then let me know, and I will. I'll just suffer and risk it. But I'm exaggerating the separation between some of these, by the way. And somebody's writing to me on Facebook again.
Russ Meadows says, Glenn, when he pulls it up, you'll see it looks just like the car.
I'm going to go ahead and make this a dark line in here because those lines are too close together to separate them, in my opinion. That would make it even more brittle.
Well, it won't be too brittle. Depends on how big you're going to make it. So
yeah, and you know me. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, well, see, because the thing is, once you're done this, you're going to put it in the computer. You can still rescale it back up from there, right?
Yeah, and you can add more detail or eliminate detail if it makes you nervous. Like this light right here, I just did could be a little brittle, or that I think it's a light. I can't tell. You know, it's part of the headlight setup.
The headlight bezel?
Yeah, thank you. I couldn't think of the word. I know words, but words scare me.
Words are hard.
Sometimes the most fun part of a design of a vehicle is the reflections of the headlights, because that's where you can do detail to suggest that it's a headlight. And I got my lines a little too close together there, but I can fix that. Let me go ahead and, for the sake of Glenn, I'll risk it. So if we mess it up, everybody blame Glenn.
Yeah, it's gonna be Glenn's fault. This is messed up.
Little joke there. I don't want to peel it back too far though. We gotta also. Yeah, I got the. All right, Glenn. I don't know what you cut.
Russ says, "Don't do it."
Don't do it.
Larry actually says when he does his, he tapes the top only. That way he can lift it up and see what he's doing. But that's just him.
And I don't want to sound like a smart aleck when I say this, but my line show me what I'm doing, so that's why I don't do it that way. Because I know any changes I want to make, I can make on the computer part. And I'm not going to show you every last bit because, number one, we haven't done every last bit. See how dark those lines are? That's why I like using the dark carbon paper. So that's what we've done so far. And you still can't really tell that's a Mustang, but that's okay. Don't want to make it too brittle. So I hope that was satisfying enough for you, Glenn. I don't want to peel it too far back.
Go, ooh, ah.
I don't even do that when I'm by myself because I just wait till I'm done drawing it to look at it.
I think Wes does the same thing too, doesn't he? When he does his.
I think every now and then he'll pull his up, yeah. Glenn, I hope that worked for you, sir. Hopefully it satisfied enough of your curiosity. Because I really haven't done anything back here yet, so I guess I pretty much showed it all. All right, we've already done the headlight. Well, nope, I forgot this area in here. And that'll happen sometimes. I'll get done with a piece, and I find I completely forgot to trace an area, but there's a way I fix that. I have a little, one of those made in China things. This little light up tablet that has little power ports. And if I missed a line, then I can lay down the original clean sheet of paper that I was drawing on. Then I can lay down the picture on top of it and line it up. And it's not plugged in right now, but this lights up and allows me to see through to line things back up to trace where I missed. Whoops. Oh well, that fell. That'll work. Alright, trying to remember where I was starting. Right here. Nope, I was finishing that. I already did finish that, so.
It also helps us why you use a blue pen too, right?
Well, yeah, but the naked eye sometimes can pick up what the camera can't, but the camera's actually picking up my lines pretty darn easy, but it's mainly about just where you've been, so it's, for me, it's not about the color of the ink. Unless I'm tracing the piece onto the wood. That'll tell me. Didn't want to forget this part. Breaking up that line. You don't want to bring it all the way up or it'll just weaken this whole area. I'm going to treat it, although there's light and dark in there, I'm just going to treat it like a whole dark reflection. A little bit wavy, so we're making it wavy. There's that. Now I know there was a degree of dark in there, but I just suggested the shape there because that's darker up above it.
See, and the thing is, I find this is a lot of work. That's why I just do mine directly off the photo. Yeah, but the thing is that's why I only have one offs on mine, right? Unless I double stack, then I get two.
Well, believe it or not, and it's kind of the same with scrolling, is if you love to do it, then it's kind of not as much of a pain in the butt. It can be when you when you don't want to do it, but I love designing patterns, so that, I mean, it's definitely a lot of work, but I'm used to it. I'm usually listening to music or whatever in my ear, and I can make this line right here come off of here, and that is a straight line, so I'm probably going to go ahead and use a ruler for that. Although it contours slightly with the car, I think I can get away with you making a straight edge. I'm not going all the way over because we want to break up the line.
You know, Larry says if I don't do it the way I do it, I miss a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and what my way doesn't work for everybody. I just part of this is to teach for those that want to do it the way I do it. Another one is just to satisfy curiosity, people wondering how I do it. And a lot of times when I do these live streams, people understand why I charge what I charge for my patterns, because this doesn't always go quickly. Now I know there's no light here, but I'm going to break up this line just to make it less brittle. I say that now, but I may decide when I'm doing this part just to go right over it. Matter of fact, I think I will, because I'm a rebel like that.
Yeah, it's almost like your camera went fuzzy again. Like it was nice and clear before you started, like about 2 minutes ago, and then it went fuzzy.
So it's
Like
fuzzy right now?
It's like it's trying to buffer. You know what I mean?
Well, that's weird, because it's crystal freaking clear to me. Dag blabbit. Yeah, I think I am going to go ahead and break up the line. Well, I'm just going to hope it clears back up, because it's crystal clear to me. And I'm very sorry if anybody's upset by the camera quality, but I don't know what to fix if I don't see it broken. Even if I do see it broken, I don't know how to fix that. And I am going to break up the darkness here, so it's...
Baby's asking if you did any frogs. Frogs or lizards? I just looked on your site. You did an iguana.
Yeah, I don't think I have any frogs or lizards.
Oh, well, an iguana's a lizard.
Well, okay. Gecko-type lizards I have not done.
Yeah, you get two iguanas on there and 2 snakes. Crikey, look at that iguana.
Now I'm adding an area in here to break up the dark so it's not as brittle. Of course, the wood is brittle.
Yeah, Murray Hafferkamp says, people don't understand the labor that goes into making custom pieces.
No, sir, they do not.
It's a labor of love.
Now, I know you can kind of see, I may include this one, but like well, I don't know. I was about to say, I was thinking out loud, and then I'm changing my mind as I started to say it, so I'm not even going to say it, of what I was going to include and what I wasn't going to include. Now, if I added these lines here in the clouds, it would kind of, I think, confuse this area and look kind of ugly. So I'm going to leave out this blue cloud area. I just went with the line there. And I'm not tracing it exact because I'm more concentrating on the actual car. Now, I understand if people don't want to sit through the whole car, but we're almost done with this half. But I have a feeling the later it gets, the majority of the people are going to want to say, I'll check back tomorrow and see where it ended up. And I understand that.
Yeah, Glenn's also saying that your camera's fuzzy. You can't see what you're doing.
That sucks because I don't know how to fix that. Because it looks crystal clear on my end, and that's why I don't know what to. I don't know how to fix that. I truly don't. So that makes me wonder if I need to bother doing live streams where I'm working on patterns.
Well, do you have it set on 1070 or 720 or 1048 or whatever it is? Maybe you can just adjust that setting in your camera, maybe.
Let me check. Using the webcam, it doesn't really give me okay. General broadcast quality is doesn't really give me an option. It's grayed out.
Really? Because it should give you the choice there.
Well, it's grayed out. It says high definition 720p and it has a drop down arrow, but it's grayed out, so it won't let me. Show advanced. Let me see if I can. Okay, so you're saying I should drop down the 720p to 480p?
Yeah, if you're on 720, because I thought you were on 1048.
Yeah, I was on 720. Did that help any?
Yeah, I'm checking both my screens. It's almost like it's buffering and trying to refocus itself all the time.
It might be my hand going back and forth in there. I don't know, but so you're saying the picture quality did not improve any?
No.
It got crappier to me.
Yeah, it was perfectly clear when you first started.
So okay, let me go back to advanced and try to go back to 720p and see if it clears it up.
Yeah, Glenn says, not a tech guy. I don't know how it works or how long it would take, but can you restart the stream? No, it's a lot more difficult than that.
Well, I could restart the stream, but it may not help any.
Could it be your internet speed is shadang dang?
Well, that too, but yeah, I can't do anything about the internet speed. Did that clear up for anybody when I went back to high def or 720p?
It did until before you finished that sentence. It went back to crap.
Yeah, for a second, then it went back.
And I don't know what the hell to do to fix. So I guess I won't be doing a whole lot of pattern live streams like I thought I would. God forbid. So is it not even worth watching?
Well, see, I don't know what happened because it was perfectly crystal clear, and then it just started going out.
And I'm not sharing this connection with anybody. I'm the only one on it, and my laptop's not on right now. Okay, I guess maybe if I pull the camera back. Well, if I know.
In my opinion, it's probably internet speed.
And I can't fix that.
It doesn't look like a blur. It looks like a
choppy.
Yeah.
That's just wonderful. Well, so it's like, do I just give up and not continue the live stream, or do we rough through it?
It cleared up.
See, right there, it's perfectly clear right there. It's perfect right there.
Now is it clear when my hand's in there doing stuff?
Yeah, it's clear now. I don't know what happened. I don't know what you
did. I pulled the camera back to see maybe it wasn't trying to. I don't know. That blurred a little bit when I turned it, but
yeah.
No, it's still good now.
The camera's like, stop moving.
Yeah,
just keep me posted. Hopefully it'll stay cleared up because I don't want to run off everybody. That kind of defeats the purpose of doing a live stream.
Yeah, everybody else says, "Oh, it's good. It's better. It's good. Right there. It's good."
Don't move. Whatever you're doing, staying in that position.
Yeah. Yeah, and Larry says, yeah, he kind of understands people have to work with what works for them, because his dad always said, you got to find a way that works for you, just not to be mean, I'm telling people that, but...
Yeah. I'm glad that freaking cleared up. Definitely keep me posted if it goes blurry again. Although I don't know what else I could do. And we're almost done with this half, except for the tire. Go ahead.
I got a crystal clear picture on my tablet, but the one on my laptop is kind of dimmed out. I'm gonna watch my tablet now.
Mine stayed crystal clear the whole time. That's what's confusing me. When y'all have
you got direct connection though, right?
Oh, yeah, but that should be translating to y'all. But I don't know a lot about tech crap. But this is the best speed I can get in my area.
Yeah, Glenn says maybe the wire that keeps moving has something to do with it. Your headset wire on the side there might be causing your focus to go in and out too. Yeah, that one.
That's the only way I can hear y'all, so I'll just hold it out of the way. Where was I? Oh, the hood. Well, yeah, that bonnet. Y'all. Well, yeah, sure. You're probably not wrong. That cord may have been what was screwing with it, but I'll just try to remember to hold it out of the way, but I can't hear y'all if I don't have my headphones on. Yeah, and do a little bit of this crap here, and then no, I was going to say shadow clip. I know you thought I was trying to stop myself from cussing, but okay.
Scrap.
Yep. I know it sounded like I was trying to censor myself mid-sentence, but I didn't.
I was gonna say, so when you're drawing cars with lines and like in your tires and stuff, do you use like protractors and
Nope.
uh,
Most I ever
rulers
use is a straight edge. If it's a straight line, other than that, I wing most of it. I almost never use any kind of template. And we're almost ready to do the tire, and we'll be done with this half. I'm so glad it cleared up because I was getting a little bummed there.
See, I got a set of fancy French curves and protractors and all kinds of compasses and everything.
And that may work for some folks. I do it all pretty much freehand, except for a line I want to make sure it stays straight. By the way, I don't want to forget to do this part of the windshield.
Bird. You want to start singing it now, don't you, Cliff?
Actually, I don't know enough of that song. You're getting into the classic rock and hippie rock stuff. I don't know. The 80s and 90s country, metal, pop, hair bands, I get you.
Yeah, but you're from Texas. You got to know Skinner, though.
I know of them. I just don't listen to them. I know. Slap me slip. I don't.
All right, let me figure out what I want to do here. Let me just go ahead and do
Skinner.
that. I'm so glad that cleared up because I was going to be really bummed. Just like I was when the second camera stopped working, clarity-wise, on the scrolling when I was doing two. I thought I was, wow, I'm moving up here. I got two camera views. Now there's a lot of potential floaters in here, so I got to break the hell out of that up.
He meant hack.
No, I meant hell.
Okay.
All right. I should be using a straight edge here, but I don't even care.
Russ is like, what's wrong with him, John? I don't know, Russ. It's these good old country boys. They don't know much about good old country music. Skinner just classic.
Well, I just ain't into that particular kind of music. Matter of fact, on Freebird, okay, I'm probably gonna get killed here, but I think he goes off key in saying that one line. I'm free as a bird now. Yeah, their music ain't bad. It's the singing they should have left somebody else.
Yes,
I understand. I listen to stuff that people might question my sanity. Yeah, my brother used to like Milli Vanilli, so you don't want to.
I still like him.
Well, I didn't hate them, but
I appreciate talent, even though it wasn't the guys we saw singing it.
I wouldn't go see them in concert, but they could.
Well, I wouldn't either. I could listen to a lot of crap I wouldn't pay to see.
Did you know one of them killed
It's
themselves?
true.
Yeah. Now I sloppied that line all to hell, but that's the joys of editing.
No, there's actually many people I got a different opinion of once I saw them.
Y'all can laugh at me all you want, but talent is talent. NSYNC and boys.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Boy bands wouldn't get as made fun of if they wouldn't dance in unison.
Yeah, the stupid choreographed dancing was what made them look stupid.
Well, yeah. See, because my biggest problem with boy bands is they never actually played instruments. It was the band behind them that played that you never saw. It was just them singing.
Well, yeah, they were singers.
But they did all that in unison dancing. The synchronized dancing is what. Yeah, that in their hair.
You can put in that GT if you want, but I'm not going to.
It's also all that choreography they did too. That they were lip syncing on stage because there's no way you can do all those moves.
Yeah, without still shaking your voice.
Keep your breath. Yeah.
No, I appreciate vocal talent. I don't care if I get me made fun of. I mean, I didn't go out and buy NSYNC and Backstreet Boys tapes. I just appreciate harmony and talent, but I wasn't into the
You're showing
dancing.
your age.
I don't give a dang.
What do you mean? The 80s were still good. Doesn't matter.
No, it's my tape.
That was 80s.
I was there.
Me too.
One moment, I need to let a dog out.
I hope you were there.
Yep.
You guys were about the same age, weren't you?
Yep. And I'm sorry if anybody's curious about any decisions I'm making on here, let me know. I don't always know what to talk about while I'm tracing this. I'm just trying to break up the black so it doesn't.
Hey, Googler.
Yes.
What, I can't remember the name. Oh, never mind. I think it's Wishing Well. Terrence Trent D'Arby. It always reminded me of Milli Vanilli. Wishing Well. No, I kill at, name that tune on 80s and 90s like country and.
I'll kill better than you, mister.
Boy. Nope.
Boy.
Boy.
Larry says the original Leonard Skinner crashed in a plane about an hour from where he lives.
Yep.
The town I just moved from is where Brushy Bill Roberts dropped dead.
Who?
Well, depending on who
With the old man that claimed to be Billy the Kid growed up.
Didn't he die in South America?
No.
Pretty sure he did.
Some people think it's in
No, Pat Garrett claimed he shot him there, but there's just as much evidence that he wasn't killed there.
That was in New Mexico, wasn't it? Not South America.
South America.
Hell, I don't know.
Believe it or not, watching the Young Guns movies is kind of educational.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's all about them Lincoln County wars and stuff. By God, I am New Mexico. Sorry about the, what you call it on there? Volume?
William. You took a lot of burners, Mr. Chisholm.
Yep, that's what I heard. You, I'll make you famous.
Yeah. Wake up in the morning already.
He wrote that song, especially for that Mooney.
Yeah.
And I think originally they wanted Dead or Alive, and he said, no, let me write one specifically for you.
I'm done.
Okay. Welcome to Patterns and Trivia.
And moves it.
Maybe that's what we need is trivia.
No.
Dang it. Do you know gorillas can't swim?
Bees can't fly in the rain. We got 17 people watching. Although this is a dark area of the rim, I'm not going
Oh, that's what it is. Russ says, what was in South America where Butch Cassidy, the Sundance Kid, were killed? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was looking up.
Was that in Brazil? Chile?
I believe.
You want to hear something funny?
No.
I always thought Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid was just characters. I didn't know they ever existed.
Fiction. No, they were real.
They're all real.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Yeah, in a town in Bolivia, in Argentina.
Bolivia. I knew it started with a B.
Yep.
Hey, La Bruce.
Yeah, there was actually a whole big documentary on that, and books and everything else.
People
Dang,
didn't
free
want all
bird
that.
stuck in my head now.
People didn't want all that crap in their city, town, whatever the hell you call them.
I'm a sweet as bird. So that line right there, it's so off key.
Okay, but it's also so loud in my aura, and we're trying to do a.
I'm sorry, turn your.
These things happen. I can't turn it off, mister. Wake up in the morning.
Yeah, Billy the Kid was supposed to have been killed in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Brushy Bill Roberts claimed to be him,
On the
and he
Blackbird
dropped dead.
Trail.
It's disputed on whether he dropped dead in Hamilton, Texas, or Hyco, Texas. both claim that he's buried there.
Well,
But I used to live right down the street from his
some people
grave.
say it's in New Mexico or somewhere else. But now,
I
any
think
comments or questions on what we're actually doing here?
I'm not on that screen, sir.
No.
It was in Macomb, Mississippi, according to Lawrence Aldrich.
Oh, Glenn says your camera went off again and he has no sound.
Come on.
Your camera's gone to Kimchi again.
Yeah, your camera went out.
Well,
Yeah,
this
your
was-
camera keeps cutting from fuzzy to clear. Your sound is good though.
Well, this is probably the last time we do a pattern live stream.
no, sir. I think, in my opinion, it's the reflection of the light coming down on there when you move it.
On the glass?
And yeah, and the glass and the tabletop itself. See the two different colors?
Well, hopefully that fixed it.
Hmm.
John, does this mean we can't be friends no more since the whole Leonard Skinner thing? I've never been into that kind of music, anyways.
Mm,
To me, it's classic rock, and I mean, like Stevie Ray Vaughan is from Texas, and I can't stand him.
I like him.
He's a good guitarist. You know, he was over. You know, it was a little more. You know, there are better guitarists out there, but
Seeing
You know,
the 70s and I'm sorry, go ahead.
even Santana. Santana was one wicked guitarist.
Well, see, when we were first exposed to music, you know, we didn't know the concept to change the station.
we didn't have
So
options.
we grew up listening to. No, we were in North Carolina too. Disco, Motown, country. It probably in that order.
Classic.
And then, you know, like the hair bands and Journey and stuff like that. I consider myself pretty versatile music wise, but I mean, there's some stuff I ain't into. Heck, I even like some old Eminem.
Russ says, "Bull, John. Come on, there are better guitarists out there."
Eddie Van Halen.
Well, like I was reading a documentary on Slash and about where he grew up, and his parents owned like whatever bars and stuff. That he learned how to play music at a young age, and he learned a lot of instruments. I'm just looking
Yeah.
up.
I just read today that Dave Mustaine said that Slash was a very technical guitarist.
And I believe Lars Ulrich, the drummer for Metallica, was going to get into tennis, or his dad
Yeah.
was. I don't remember.
He was. His dad
I'm
wanted to get into.
I'm checking if anybody's still paying attention to the fact that we're making a pattern here. I'm looking to see if I missed any lines because I'm about to pull the paper off. Oh, the tire itself.
You don't need no stinking tires.
Again, we're ignoring the fact that there's snow on the tires.
That's why they started kicking the tires. Yeah, the picture is pretty much gone.
That blab it. Well, I apologize, folks. We won't be doing any more live streams with patterns. God forbid. That's just wonderful. God forbid we try to have a change of
Good
pace,
time.
a little success. And I apologize to the viewers. I didn't know that was going to happen, or I wouldn't have wasted y'all's time.
What about the panel members?
Um,
I'm sorry.
I'm more upset than I sound because I don't want to waste anybody's time.
We can still see you drawing.
Okay. Well, when I do the coloring in part, I guess y'all can see that.
We can tell it's a car. I'm not funny.
It's all right. This is how I connect the rim to the tire, or to the background. I mean, I just make it, look like light's reflecting off of the tire, so that's how we connect it. So I guess I can move the computer part instead of doing both halves first, and y'all get to see half a dang car. Oh, I'm so upset. Oh well.
These things happen.
Yeah. I'm
Russ
just
says
embarrassed.
Santana's great. All the greats say Stevie was at the top. Nah, he's not.
See, when I hear stuff like Stevie Ray Vaughan, I think of a bunch of, forgive my way of putting it, a bunch of older fellers either drinking and smoking weed and stuff.
I didn't like his little soul patch he had going there.
I thought he looked odd to begin with, but yeah, I guess I could just say I'm just not into classic rock. It's all right.
But if anybody's into Stevie Ray Vaughan, I do have some Stevie Ray Vaughan patterns on the website. Just saying.
See that segue? Now to
Woodenvisions.com. I'm gonna
.org.
after I show you all this on paper, I'll switch it to computer and we'll have at least have a clear picture, and you'll see half the car done. Because whoop-de-doo. So if you're still watching, this won't be a free pattern because you won't get to see the whole thing being made. Sorry, I gotta make a living.
Like I'm looking up the 100 greatest guitarists, and Stevie Ray Vaughan is way down on the list.
Well, part of that is it's always a person's opinion.
If anybody cares, that's the half we just worked on.
Who's at the top, John?
Let me go down to number 1. It started at 100. Lindsey Buckingham is number 100, by the way.
Never heard of
Her, Lindsey Buckingham.
I said
from Fleetwood Mac.
Never heard of them is who I see.
Fleetwood Mac.
What I said, I meant.
My buddy Joe Bonamassa got to be up at the top.
Joe Bonamassa's, that's what one thing my neighbor listens to, and I can't stand it. He's 70-something years old, and he has it on 30. Oh, I hate him.
Okay, I'm about to scan that piece here. I can't. You try to take the monotony out of the channel, and God forbid, have a blurry damn picture.
Can I make a suggestion, Charles?
Kick your brother off the panel.
No, a serious
Okay.
one. Can't you try to make your pattern up there by the saw? Because that picture always seems to be clear. If I ain't mistaken, the last time you tried to make a pattern in there, it did the same thing.
Well, I don't remember, to be honest with you. That's an idea, but yeah, but shoot. I'm just bummed. I hope I didn't piss off a bunch of viewers. Well, I wasted my time on that.
Well, it's not like you made it happen on your own.
I know.
See, so number 20. I'm basically just top 20. Carlos Santana is number 20. James Burton, never heard of him. Apparently he wrote Susie Q for Dale Hawkins. Wrote for Joni Mitchell and Graham Parsons. Les Paul, number 18. Neil Young is number 17.
You can tell this person is older or trying to be hip.
What are you talking about?
The list of guitarists.
Well, this is Rolling Stone magazine.
Oh well, I guess they got some clout.
Derek Trucks from the Allman Brothers. Freddie King. I'm guessing that's probably BB's brother. Dave Gilmour from Pink Floyd, number 14. Albert King, 1968 Electric Blues. Stevie Ray Vaughan, number 12. George Harrison, number 11. Pete Townsend,
Eric
number
Clapton
10.
in there. Eric Clapton will be in there.
Dwayne Allman, number 9.
Guessing he was one of the Allman Brothers.
Eddie Van Halen, number 8.
Told you he'd be in there.
Chuck Berry, number 7. BB King, number 6.
Gotta have BB
Jeff
in there.
Beck, number 5.
I'd be curious where Kirk Hammett is in there. I doubt it'd be real high.
If anybody
Keith
gives a
Richards.
crap what I'm doing right now, I'm just connecting lines, and then we'll be coloring it in. And I purposely do it slightly off of white. But never mind.
Looks pretty good. I like that, actually. Keith Richards, number 4. Jimmy Page, number 3. Eric Clapton, number 2. And the number 1 all-time best guitarist, really? Seriously? Jimi Hendrix. Well, there you go.
All right.
I'm gonna go eat and smoke and stuff.
All right, Dan. I don't know if I'll be here when you get back, but
Had a good time.
me too. Till the grandma went to cry out. Appreciate you being here, sir.
Thank you for having me.
See you later.
Love y'all and everything.
Diddly do. Ditto. Oh, diddly. Why'd you mess up my camera there, John?
It wasn't mine.
Weren't ye? I just can't believe that happened. That upsets me so bad because I wanted to do a new trend on live streams, but golly, can't be having that. Do we have any viewers left? Am I still screen sharing? Yes.
Yep.
Okay, good. Okay, and here's the reason why we did off-white. Is because when I do this, you'll see where it's off white means that there's no breaks in the line. Where it's white means there's a break in the line. That tells me where I need to connect some lines, and that way I can color it in and the public gets to see it. And that's how everybody sees it when I'm done, by God. Okay, there's another one right there. I'm so sorry, folks. I didn't know my camera was going to go to crap, or I wouldn't have wasted y'all's time, but we're here. Hopefully y'all got to see enough to know the gist of what I do.
Well, yeah, Ross, but that's Guitar World. We all know Rolling Stone magazine is the best magazine in the world, and they know, they're the fourth-rate magazine to go to for music stuff. Guitar World. What does Guitar World know about guitarists? Come on. How do you keep your lines so straight when you're drawing them, Charles?
I'm using a line tool. Unless you're talking about on paper, or just practice, I guess.
It's got to be it. Cam McCrory's in the house. Hey.
Hello, Ken. I'm just looking for areas that are white that are supposed to be off-white, and then we'll color it in. I think we got them all, but I'm going to do a quick check. And I can add gaps between lines if any of them are too close.
Glenn wants to know, can I ask what the difference is from you live streaming a cut or live streaming making a pattern?
One's showing me making a pattern, and one's making me, or showing me doing a cut. And I'm not trying to be a smart aleck, but that's what the difference is. Usually I'm scroll sawing live stream. Go ahead.
One's actually out in your shop, the other one's in your office.
Yeah, which is part of my shop. But yes, most of my live streams are me cutting at the scroll saw. Make sure I got any more. Okay, we're gonna.
Yeah, because are you saying that the camera never gives you problems when you're cutting? This is my first time watching you, so forgive me.
Oh no, I'm not insulted by any means. No, when I tried 2 cameras yesterday, everybody was saying one of them was blurry, so I took that one down. And but yeah, usually on my scrolling and live streams, the camera doesn't go blurry. I guess it's what we're working on here, but it could be internet speeds.
Jeremiah Brown comes in and says, couldn't you do a real car like a Corvette?
I actually have a back view of one that I was going to work on, but
that's all you ever see of a Corvette, isn't it?
And what I'm doing right now is this is specific to Paint Shop Pro. At least the way I'm doing it is a color replacer. By the way, appreciate you joining us, Jerry. Jerry Brown lives right down the road from me. He's helped me more times than I can count. Oops. Damn it. That's how sensitive it is. So you're about to get an idea of what it's going to look like. Take out all the specs and it'll be done, but it's not done.
See, I don't know, Russ. You ever listen to Antonio Banderas when he was playing on Desperado? That was a pretty good guitar playing on there.
That's good. Yeah. Okay.
And his awesome guitar case that was a gun.
I'm just using a color replacer is all I'm doing here.
Oh, so Lawrence, we were actually talking about ZZ Top. We're talking about Billy Gibson and the other guys in the band there. And apparently they had fake beards.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they had. So Billy Gibson and the other guy with the other long beard, they were fake beards.
Gibbons, not Gibbs.
Whatever, Gibbons.
And the guy without a beard was named Frank Beard.
Yeah, but they had fake beards, and when Greg Beard or Beard, the guy named Beard, grew a beard, his was the only real one. The other two were fake. I looked it up. Trust me, I looked it up. They even agreed to it that they had fake beards. I couldn't believe it. It was unreal.
You might be wondering what the hell I'm doing here, but this makes the process quicker. Get rid of all those specs. And this is what it would look like if you cut it out of metal. Just saying. That's technically the finished pattern since we can't do the other half. So that's up to about there on the car.
Yeah, just throw your wood grain behind. Throw your wood grain behind there and see what that looks like.
That's okay. Whoops. Ordinarily, I don't do half patterns, but y'all see why. It's a stupid camera. I changed the gray to black.
Yeah, see, Russ. So since ZZ Top formed in 1969, Gibbons and Hill did not don the beards until nearly 10 years later, and their decision to do so was by coincidence. They always had some sort of facial hair, but it was always scruffy. They could never grow like real long beards. And I think I read somewhere how much they actually spent for their beards.
And that's how I usually just lay them with my name across it. And I'm so sorry, folks, but didn't know my camera was going to be crappy. So that is how I make my patterns. So there's that. And I apologize if anybody feels like they wasted their time. I didn't know this was going to happen, but I appreciate everybody that dropped by. So majority of my live streams are working on scrolling. And next project we will be working on will be Here's Johnny from that movie. It's called The Shining. Anyway, I appreciate y'all dropping by, and better luck next time. Scroll on.